I've been wanting to ride one of these for a good while. A Kawasaki ZX-14R. These are the big bad daddies. 1400cc bike. The ultimate comfortable cruiser, brute bully of the boulevard. It's an awesome bike. I'm here at Plano Kawasaki. They're going to let me ride it. Big thank you to Plano Kawasaki for letting me do these first rides. Let's get on it and get started. I'll show you this. I'll tell you some things about a little bit older generation displays and slide control, wheelie control, all that. But this is a pretty simple bike. It's simple in a good way. Listen at this thing start up. And all they did was take the stock cans off, put M4 cans on, which they sell here at Plano Kawasaki. Listen how this thing sounds. That's 1400 cc's, almost as big as a lot of car motors, but this thing is a brute. Let's get on it and get going. It's really low slung, like the weight is low. The bars are not low at all. They're not aggressive sport bike bars, so it's kind of a comfortable, really comfortable medium. Let's get out here on the road and we'll get going. I don't know what this guy's doing. I will say the pegs are a little bit higher than what I thought they might be. Man, this thing, you can tell it makes some horsepower. These make, if I'm not mistaken, right out of the box, this is about 187 mile an hour motorcycle with, I think it's 208, no, not 208, it's 200 horsepower. That's before you flash it, if you wanted to flash it. This would really be a long distance, good, just good cruise bike. It's big enough, and you know, it's a little bit heavier than the modern day sport bike, which is good, so it's going to ride better. But we'll get out here and take this thing for a ride. This bike's brand new, so we're not going to thrash it. I wouldn't thrash it anyways. I'm not that kind of... Man, it's so smooth. Okay, no quick shifter. Of course, you could add a quick shifter for about $350 if you really need that. But the thing that I think is so cool about this bike is it's organic. It's just raw power. You get on it and you go. It handles really well. It's got the torque too. But of course, I'm using one finger to shift. But if you had to have a quick shifter, you could put one on here for about probably $350, $400. I'm going to adjust this mirror. Oh yeah, real easy. Got your outside temp on your gauge, fuel gauge, which is nice. And it's got the sweeping needles like the old school motorcycles. This is 1400 cc, so even if you're at a red light and you pull off in the wrong gear, you're going to have enough torque to pull you through the light. Man, it turns so effortlessly. Oh yeah, there is nothing. You can tell it's 1400 cc too. It's definitely pulling. Let me get back to what I wanted to tell you about why I love this bike. And I never rode one, but some of the things I like about it, it's just organic. And what I mean by that is everything on it is simple. So, you know, as far as features that go through the ECU, like probably blip shifters, slide control, all that stuff. And I've got a bike with all that stuff, but I'll be honest with you, I guess it's neat to say that you have it. But other than that, that's about it, because you're really probably going to set it one time. Blinkers are down here, push to cancel, everything's simple. Mirror, horn, high beam. Man, this thing just purrs. Really good Brembo brakes. But what I'm talking about as far as being organic is, you got the sweeping dials. You don't have all the wheelie control and all that. This is a little bit heavier bike, so it's going to be a little bit harder to wheelie anyways. But I wouldn't buy this bike to go wheeling on it. I mean, this is just a good everyday go to work or go ride. You could ride this bike all day. I'm almost straight up and down. This thing, compared to my bike, rides like a Cadillac. And it pulled. I mean, there is nothing. You could ride with your buddies on the weekend if they're hooligans. But everything on this bike is just organic. You don't have slide control, which you really don't need. I mean, unless you're going to the racetrack, and you wouldn't buy this bike for the racetrack anyways. Now, you might buy it for a quarter-mile track, but it's just going to be a dependable, everyday, just all-around good bike. One you could get on the highway if you were going to work and you had a 45, 50, you know, 50, 60, 70 mile commute. You could ride to work. Man, it just handles so well. And there, you know, I think there's something to be said for a little bit heavier bike too. It feels more sure-footed. It's not as choppy. I mean, this thing's every bit as capable as you know, Kawasaki Ninja 1000. And when you get out on the highway with it, that Ninja 1000 better get the jump on you, because this thing with 1400 cc's, it's coming. You can bet on that. Man, really impressive bike. Brakes are really good. Front brake is really good. It's got ABS on it. Of course, I'm not going to try and slide the tire. It's a brand new bike. It's not mine. But oh yeah, that you can pull that front wheel off the ground. It just barely hovering right there, and I wasn't even halfway in it. Man, this thing is silky smooth. Wow, I'm impressed. If you wanted to buy a bike like this and go ride to the twisties, or like I live in Texas, if you wanted to go down to South Texas or East Texas and ride, if you want to spend a whole day or a whole weekend on this, you could do it on this bike. It's that comfortable. Wow, man. Hear those pipes? We're in third gear, and just the torque from the motor just will pull you through. So you could start in the wrong gear. If you started in the wrong gear, say you come to a red light and you sit there and you're in second gear, you can take off in second gear. It's going to pull you through it. Everything's well laid out. The selector button, which will take you through your, it's got, I believe, 2 different modes, a power mode and a rain mode. High beams are over here. 4 ways right there at the bottom. Everything's so simple. And if you want to really tune the suspension to your weight, you've got that availability here with your rebound and compression settings on the top of the forks. Man, this thing's awesome. They've got just about every bike at Plano Kawasaki, and I know I keep plugging them, but man, they're just a super dealership. You might give them a call. They got some really great financing. But anyways, they've got just about every model in stock, so they're back to pre-COVID level inventory, which is really, you don't see that. I go to dealerships every week, and you don't see dealerships with almost every model. Of course, they're a leading, I think they got an award for being the #1 Kawasaki store in the South, so they get more inventory, more volume. But they've got Kawasaki Suzuki Aprilia. Let's take this thing to the twisty. Oh yeah. Man, this thing handles good. It cuts in good. I'll tell you what, I'm thoroughly impressed with it. And this bike's only like $16,900. You go buy one of these 1-liter GSX-Rs, they're like $18,000, $19,000. This is a $16,900 bike, brand new with a Kawasaki warranty. 23 model. That's unheard of. This thing will go. And just so confident feeling. Wow. Pretty awesome. Blinkers right there where your thumb is. Everything's well placed. All the switchgear is top. It doesn't look cheap at all. This is top tier fit and finish stuff. We'll turn around up here and give it a little go, and I'll show you what this thing will do a little bit. Of course, the bike really needs to be broke in, but we'll give it a little go. But I don't own this bike. Really balanced bike. I mean, I never stop there. It's really well balanced. Okay, here we go. Front wheel in the air. Wow. First gear. And it was at, I'd have to go back and look at the video, probably 8,000 RPM, 7,500. Man, an awesome bike. Killer. I love this color, this flat gray. And it's got the good sound. Usually on these 1-liter bikes like these GSX-Rs and stuff like that, or Kawasaki Ninja 1000s, you got to take the catalytic converter off to get any kind of noise. Of course, this has got dual exhaust, so it's probably got dual converters on it, but it's not as... Let's check these brakes out coming up to this red light. Oh yeah, it'll stop. Of course, it's got the good brakes on it. I'm about 5'8", and I'm standing almost flat-footed. I got like a 32-inch inseam, so I'm almost flat-footed on this bike. So it's a real low-slung bike. A little bit heavier than what I'm used to, but I'm really surprised. You can tell it's a little bit heavier, but that'd probably be good for somebody that wants to ride on the highway or ride this to work every day. But the thing that's nice about it is all these other bikes that have all these features, slide control, wheelie control, all this adjustable intervention controls. You really, on these high-end bikes, you set it one time and that's about all you ever change it, unless you're going to the racetrack. That's about it. Man, transmission is perfect, and I'm using the clutch. You could put a quick shifter on it for about $400 or $500 if you wanted to. Really don't need it. I'm driving, I got one hand on the handlebar, nothing's jerky about it. Very stable, confident bike. I'm really impressed with it. I've been wanting to ride this for quite a while. This is a 23 model. I think they've got 3 of them up there, 2 in this color, this flat gray metallic, and I think 1 in a different color. I'm not sure. I thought I seen another one, but their link will be in the description of my video. And boy, if you just got used to it and wanted to just mess around with it a year later and flash it, you could flash this bike and it'd become a whole different bike. You'd have to learn over again. I don't think you'd want to flash it. I mean, I just don't. Man, this thing, you can tell this bike makes power. I mean, 5,000 on the tack is trying to jerk your arms off. I like it. I like it. Uh-oh. Don't do that, lady. This would be an everyday bike for just a normal guy that's riding to work and wants to do it cheap. Don't want to drive something that's getting 7 miles a gallon like a pickup truck, or be the perfect bike to commute on. I'm thoroughly impressed with it. I hope you got something from this. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like the video if you got something from it. Make sure your bell notifications are turned on. Big thank you to Plano Kawasaki. And we got more of these coming, more of these test rides. I really like to ride the bigger 1 liter bikes, but if you've got something you want to see me ride, or got a question about a bike and you want to know something specific about it and you want me to go ride it and find it out, put it in the comments. That's I love talking to everybody in the comments. Channel's really growing fast, and I've got a bunch of links in the details or in the description of each video for some discounts. Brentoon sponsors my channel, so I've got a nice little discount code in the description that'll save you some money. And something that a lot of people don't know, if you don't have, you know, at Brentoon, it's like $900 for a tune. They send you a programmer, but if you don't have all the money, they've got a financing deal that you can do on there, and they'll do it monthly. It's not through them, it's through a firm, but same company like Revzilla goes through. So it's no, if you want it today but you're really not going to have the money for it till about a month, that's a way to get it. But like I said, huge shout out to Plano Kawasaki Suzuki for allowing me to do it. They got a Aprilia, Vespa, Kawasaki, and we're going to be doing more of them. So leave a comment if you've got an idea on something you want me to ride for you. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.